It was a rainy afternoon when I first felt the weight of my loneliness settle in like the storm clouds outside. The sound of raindrops tapping against the window pane felt like a sad symphony, echoing my heart's quiet ache. My name is Claire, and I am a widow, a title I never wanted but wear like a shroud since my husband passed away 2 years ago. Every corner of this house whispers memories of laughter and love. The empty dining table where we used to share meals, the quiet living room where we watched our favorite shows, now felt like a museum of my past. My son, Ethan, was often out with friends, leaving me to navigate the silence alone. It was during one of these lonely evenings that Jake, Ethan's best friend, came to help me with some repairs around the house. Jake was a young man in his mid-twenties, tall and muscular, with a smile that could light up the darkest rooms. I remembered him as a boy, always energetic and full of life. Now, he had matured into someone who made my heart flutter and my cheeks flush. The day he arrived, I felt a strange mix of nostalgia and attraction that I couldn't quite place. As he worked on fixing the leaky faucet in the kitchen, I couldn't help but admire the way his muscles flexed under his fitted shirt. When he finished, I decided to offer him a massage as a thank you. It was a simple gesture, or so I thought. "Are you sure, Claire?" "I can just go home, really," he said, a hint of hesitation in his voice. "Please, Jake. You've worked hard." "Just relax," I insisted, trying to keep my voice steady. We moved to the living room, where the soft light created a warm atmosphere. I set the mood with candles and soothing music, trying to shake off the odd feeling that this was more than just a friendly gesture. As Jake lay face down on the couch, I poured scented oil into my hands and began to knead his shoulders. The tension in his muscles melted under my touch, and I found myself lost in the moment. His body felt so solid, so alive. I closed my eyes, focusing on the rhythm of my hands, but my mind wandered. How had I become so enchanted by a much younger man? "Claire," Jake said softly, breaking the spell. "This feels amazing." I could feel the heat rising in my cheeks. "I'm glad. You deserve it." The air between us felt thick with unspoken words, and I could sense a shift. My heart raced as my fingers traveled lower along his back. I was treading on dangerous ground, yet I felt both exhilarated and terrified. Just then, the door creaked open and I froze. "Mom? Are you home?" Ethan called out, pulling me back to reality. Panic surged through me. I quickly withdrew my hands and jumped back, trying to compose myself. Jake sat up, his expression a mix of surprise and amusement. Hey, Ethan," I stammered. "Just giving Jake a massage." "Sounds fun," Ethan replied, oblivious to the tension in the air. "I'll be in my room." As the door closed, I let out a breath I didn't realize I was holding. Jake met my gaze, and in that moment, we both understood that things had changed between us. If you're enjoying this story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more tales of deep emotions and unexpected connections. The days that followed were filled with a strange tension. I couldn't shake the feeling that our brief encounter had awakened something inside me. Every time Jake visited, I felt my heart race, my pulse quicken. I found myself replaying the massage over and over, the warmth of his skin under my hands, the way he relaxed beneath my touch. A week later, Jake came over again. This time, Ethan was out with friends, leaving us alone. The atmosphere buzzed with anticipation, and I could feel the electricity in the air. "Want to grab a drink?" Jake suggested, breaking the silence. "Sure, why not?" I replied, trying to sound casual. We shared a bottle of wine, and as we sipped, our conversation flowed easily. We talked about life, dreams, and the future. Jake's laughter filled the room, and I found myself laughing louder than I had in years. The more we talked, the more the line between friend and something more began to blur. "Claire, can I ask you something?" he said, his expression suddenly serious. "Of course," I replied, feeling a knot form in my stomach. "Do you ever feel lonely?" he asked, his gaze piercing. The honesty of his question caught me off guard. "Every day," I admitted, my voice barely above a whisper. He moved closer, and I could feel the heat radiating off him. "You don't have to be," he said softly. In that moment, I felt a rush of desire. I wanted to reach out, to bridge the gap between us. But fear held me back. "Jake, we shouldn't," I started, but the words trailed off as he leaned in. "Just a kiss," he whispered, his lips just inches from mine. Before I could respond, he pressed his mouth against mine. The kiss was soft at first, tentative, but it quickly ignited into something more passionate. My heart raced as I surrendered to the moment, finally allowing myself to feel alive again. When we broke apart, reality crashed back in. "What have we done?" I breathed, my mind swirling with confusion. Jake's eyes searched mine. "I don't know, but it felt right. If you're captivated by this unfolding tale, remember to subscribe for more stories exploring complexities of love and longing." Our secret meetings became a whirlwind of passion and fear. Each encounter was filled with stolen moments, hidden away from the world. I felt like a teenager again, sneaking around with my first crush. But this was different. This was complicated. Our affair deepened, and with it came a sense of thrill and dread. I would catch myself daydreaming about Jake, his broad shoulders and warm smile. The way he looked at me made me feel desired, something I hadn't experienced in years. But guilt lurked in the shadows, always reminding me of the consequences. One evening, we found ourselves tangled in each other's arms on the couch. The flickering light of the television illuminated our skin as we kissed, lost in a world of our own. "Are we really doing this?" I asked, pulling back slightly to look at him. "Why not?" "We deserve to be happy," he replied, his voice steady. But as I gazed into his eyes, I couldn't help but feel the weight of my decisions. What would Ethan think if he ever found out? The thought made my stomach churn. I loved my son, and the idea of betraying him felt unbearable. Days passed, and our affair continued in secret. We would meet whenever we could, sharing whispers and laughter, but in the back of my mind, I knew it couldn't last forever. Then one fateful evening, as we were lost in each other, the doorbell rang. My heart dropped. "Hide!" I hissed, shoving Jake into the hallway as I rushed to answer the door. It was Ethan, back earlier than expected. "Hey, Mom." "I forgot my keys," he said, stepping inside. I felt Jake's presence behind me, the tension mounting as I tried to act casual. Our eyes met, and I could see the panic mirrored in his. "Did you have someone over?" Ethan asked, narrowing his gaze as he caught a glimpse of Jake's shoes. "No, Just cleaning up, I stammered, trying to keep my voice steady. Ethan shrugged, seemingly satisfied. All right, just checking. As he walked away, I felt Jake slip back into the room. That was too close, he whispered, his voice laced with urgency. We can't keep doing this, I said, my heart racing. What if he finds out? He took my hands in his. Claire, we have something special. We can figure it out together. But could we? I was torn between my desire for him and my duty as a mother. The days turned into weeks, and the weight of our secret grew heavier. I could sense Ethan becoming suspicious. He would glance at me with a knowing look, as if he could read the turmoil in my soul. One evening, as I sat in the living room, I heard a knock at the door. My heart sank. I opened it to find Ethan standing there, his expression serious. Mom, can we talk? He asked, stepping inside. Of course, sweetheart. What's on your mind? I replied, trying to keep my composure. I've noticed you've been different lately. Is there something you're not telling me? He pressed, his eyes searching mine. I felt my heart race. No, Ethan. Everything's fine, I lied, but the guilt gnawed at me. He didn't seem convinced. I just want you to be happy, Mom. You don't have to hide things from me. His words struck deep, making me realize how much I loved him. I couldn't let my choices hurt him. That night, I confronted Jake. We need to end this, I said, my voice trembling. He looked taken aback. What? Claire, we can't just throw this away. Ethan is starting to suspect something. I can't let him get hurt, I explained, tears brimming in my eyes. Are you sure this is what you want? He asked, his voice softening. I nodded, feeling a sense of finality wash over me. I have to think of my son. With heavy hearts, we parted ways, knowing that what we had was special, but ultimately unsustainable. I spent the next few days in a haze, wrestling with my emotions. Ethan and I had a heart-to-heart, and I opened up about my loneliness. I promised to focus on rebuilding my life. As I moved forward, I realized that the affair had awakened a part of me I thought was lost. I found strength in my vulnerability, and while it hurt to let Jake go, I knew it was the right choice. In the end, I learned that love comes in many forms. It can be passionate and fleeting, but it can also be deep and unconditional. I embraced my journey, ready to face whatever came next. Thank you for joining me on this emotional ride. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more engaging stories that explore the complexities of love and life.